Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of the RHIA Rapid. The RHIA Rapid is a portion of this channel where we spend time going through a RHIA practice question rapidly so that those that are studying have some type of resource to follow up on as they're prepping for test day. Today's question, however, is coming from Domain 4, and I'm going to go ahead and read the question. And while I'm reading, feel free to hit that subscribe button as I am providing new content to you guys every week. Here is the question. Who assumes the risk of loss in caring for a patient who is covered under a capitation contract? A, patient, B, policyholder, C, payer, D, provider. There are two things that we need to understand about this question. What do they mean when they say the risk of loss? And what the heck is capitation? Once we know those two things, we'll be good to go. By risk of loss, what they're talking about is money. Who is going to assume the risk of money loss in caring for a patient who is covered under a capitation contract? What is a capitation contract? A capitation contract is an agreement between the payer and the provider that they will take their list of patients. So Dr. M may have 100 patients that they have on their list, and they have agreed, this provider, Dr. M, has agreed that every single patient, regardless of how many times they come in for a month, will be treated by Dr. M for X amount of money. Let's just assume the amount of money is $400. So these 100 patients on this provider's list is going to be protected and covered and treated regardless of what the reason is for by Dr. M for $400. That agreement is done between the payer, the insurance company, and Dr. M. Every single month thereon, the payer, the insurance company, is going to pay Dr. M money for those 100 patients on his list. Now, the cool part about this is whether or not a patient from that list goes to see Dr. M in that month or not doesn't matter. Dr. M is always going to get paid regardless. Which means, as you guys can probably tell, it's a huge benefit to have patients that are healthy. Because if a patient is healthy and they're not coming in, Dr. M is going to get that money monthly from the insurance company regardless. Every single month, Dr. M will get that amount based on the patients on his list. I love to compare capitation to gym membership, just to give you guys a more day-to-day example. You have your gym membership, you pay $10 a month. You may show up 5 times a week. You may not go but 5 times a month. Regardless of how many times you go and use those benefits and those amenities, the gym membership is going to charge you every single month for providing you with the opportunity to use their facility. Same thing here with capitation contracts. So who assumes the risk of loss in caring for a patient who is covered under a capitation contract? If there is money being lost, meaning that there are higher expenses than what was expected from those 100 patients on the list, who is going to assume the risk of loss in this case? If I have 100 patients and in the month of May, I am given by the insurance company $50,000, but the expenses that were required to treat my patients ended up being $70,000. Who is going to be responsible for finding the remainder or the remaining $20,000? Would it be the patient? Would it be the policyholder? Would it be the payer? Would it be the provider? That is the question. The answer here is not going to be A. It's not going to be the patient. They've already paid their fixed amount of money. It's not going to be the policyholder, which is for the most part going to end up being A, unless maybe the patient is under someone else's insurance, which in that case, it would be their primary policyholder, or the primary owner of that insurance would then be responsible, is what B is representing. C, the payer, that is the insurance company. Is the insurance company going to be responsible for the extra $20,000 that came up out of the blue? No, because the insurance company has a contract with Dr. M to say, hey, you are going to be responsible for anything after this amount of money that we have agreed to pay you for your list of patients. So the answer here is going to be D, provider. Capitation plans are great when you have healthy patients that are not going to get sick, because you're able to pocket that money without having to spend too much to treat them. But if you have a list of patients that are really sick and their needs are bigger than what you're receiving from the insurance company or the payer, then the provider, in this case, Dr. M, is going to have to assume that risk and cover the remaining balance. So the final answer here is going to be D, as in dog, provider. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you have a better understanding of what capitation contracts are and how they work. Remember, they are pretty much gym memberships, but for healthcare. And once you connect gym membership and healthcare, it will definitely stick to your brain a whole lot easier. Thank you for watching. Keep on studying hard. You got this. And I will see you guys in my next episode of the RHIA Rapid. Bye, everyone.